Hey everybody, welcome to Kitchen Talk with Granna. I'm so glad you guys can come up in the kitchen with me today and just spend a little time with me. And I appreciate you guys giving me your time on a weekly basis and just being supportive of Kitchen Talk with Granna. I really do appreciate that. And before we get started, you guys know what the routine is. Go ahead, down at the bottom of your screen, right on down there. Go ahead and take care of that thumbs up button. Go ahead and take care of that share button. And if you have not become a follower of Granna, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become one of Granna's followers, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get it popping up into the kitchen today. All right, so, you know, I've been watching all the protests that's going on. I've been watching all of the people that's coming out speaking about the protests and, you know, and voicing their opinion at this time about Black lives and Black Lives Matter. You know, I still don't understand why. And one of the questions that they're having, a lot of them are having, well, why does it matter that what is it that Black lives matter? Why has it got to be about Black lives? Well, it's about Black lives because the way that the world look at us as African Americans today and how they do not care about African American lives and how they just have us continually at the bottom of the pole when it comes to anything, our lives, our careers, our families, you know, anything that's involving a Black person, immediately there's judgment there. They immediately start judging you because of the skin of your color. You know, it should not have taken this long, or it should not have taken the death of so many African Americans for the world to take their shades off their eyes and realize that there's a problem. Something is not right. You know, there is a problem. Why is there continually and constantly stories that's being put out there for us to see how a Black person is brutalized by the police, how a Black person is murdered by someone that has a lot of hatred in their hearts. You know, if you just look at the statistics of anything when it comes to African American, you know, we're at the highest rate when it comes to being incarcerated. We're the highest rate when it comes down to them putting the punishment on our incarceration. The reason why we're being incarcerated, you know, they give us the max sentence on everything. Whereas, you know, you can have a color, African American versus a white person that committed the same crime, but they're going to prosecute the African American to the extreme. They're going to give them the max punishment that they can when it comes to that crime. And those are things that you can see it, and there's statistics on it showing it. You know, there's African Americans in jail for the same thing that a white person might have done, where they're doing their life, they're getting life sentences and stuff. You know, and the same thing when it comes to the female African Americans. You know, it's crazy that when we voice our opinion and we say Black Lives Matters, they say white folks don't understand that. And they never will understand that because they have not been through what an African American has been through, or a Black person, let me put it that way. They have not experienced that. They have not experienced having sleepless nights, wondering if your child is going to come home that night. You know, wondering if your father's going to come home, your brother. You know, they don't have those sleepless nights. Every time the male figure of your family leave the house, walk out, you're on alert, and you're hoping that you don't get a call saying that they've been murdered. You know, it's just so many people out there with so much hatred in their hearts that they don't care. They don't care, you know. And then when they commit these crimes and they do these horrified things to African Americans, then they want to do everything in their power to justify it, you know, from the prosecutors all the way down, the lawyers, you know. And I understand that's what they're getting paid, to get their person off of the crime and get their person free of the crime. You know, they do everything they can to justify whatever the reasons are. You know, they're big to holler that we didn't surrender, or we resisted arrest. You know, anything to justify it. You know, anything to justify it. So yes, Black Lives Matter. You know, and unless you walk that path, or you have actually, you know, lived that life, you're never gonna understand it. I don't care how many white friends you have. I don't care how many black friends they have. You know, I don't care how close you are to them. You know, it's just not, you're not gonna understand it, you know. And once again, it's not that all white people are bad. It's not. You know, there are some that truly care about the human race, regardless of black or white. They care about the human race, and they want to do the right thing. And then there are some that was brought up in a hatred place, you know, was trying to have hatred taught to them, and they made their own decision. It did not go that way. They did not let that hatred instill in their hearts, you know. So it's just sometimes unbelievable when they say, well, what do you mean Black Lives Matter? What do you mean? I'm not a racial. What do you mean? You know, your actions speaks. You know, your action speaks. You may say one thing, but then your action says something different. You know, you may say that you don't have any type of racism in your bones, in your body, but then when I'm walking beside you, you just quickly move over as far as you can, you know, as if I'm gonna do something to you. You know, I'm walking out to my car, you walking to your car, but you looking back the whole time, trying to see which way I'm going. You know, all those little incidents like that is your actions, and it shows me something different. You know, I've had that to happen to me. I've had people to follow me around in a department store thinking that I'm trying to steal something, or I'm up to no good. You know, I've had that. I've had people to side eye me, you know, when I'm just going in, you know, into a restaurant to sit down, you know. And then I've had people to side eye me if I walk in there with a white friend. You know, they looking at me, looking at us sideways, you know, like we can't just have lunch together. We just can't meet and have a conversation as if we have nothing in common. You know, I'm not saying any of that is not possible, because it is. You know, you can have a very good relationship with the other race. You know, you can do that. But those are people that have love in their hearts. You know, they truly have love in their hearts, you know. So I'm not saying all white people have nothing but hatred in their heart. That's not what I'm saying. Not at all. You know, and then you just go back and look at your roots. If you actually look at your roots, and a lot of these white folks may be surprised how much black blood they have in them. You know what I mean? They're, you know, because it happened. It's a part of history. It happened a lot. The slave masters used the black women as they bedmate over and over and over and over again, you know. So, you know, why are you out here saying Black lives? What is it? What is it about Black lives? You may just have a little bit of that black blood in your veins, you know. Not that it should matter. It should not matter, you know, but it is. And I know that, you know, it matters. Yes, all lives matters, but you're always going to be questioned when you're a black person. You're always going to be questioned when you speak up. You know, you're always going to be questioned when you're just out living your life. You know, you're always going to be questioned when you walk in a department store. You're going to be questioned. You're going to be looked at in a different way, you know. So I just pray that one day, you know, everybody get rid of that hatred in their hearts. I don't know if I ever live to see that day. I don't know. It's possible. But I just, you know, just continue to pray that everybody come around. You know, the same thing that our young people, our old people, our white people, our Oriental people, our people over in other countries, the same thing that they're protesting now and they're trying to bring change to are the same thing that our people did back in the 60s, in the 50s, you know. It's the same thing that Kaepernick did just a few years ago, the football player, you know. He was protesting the same thing and no one saw it. But now you have all these owners of the NFL or, you know, all these teams or these pro teams want to speak up about it. You know, they want to come out about it. They want to have discussions about it. You know, it was the same thing he was trying to put on the front line 3.5, 4 years ago. You know, the same thing. But now everybody wants to speak on it. Everybody want to have a conversation. Let's pull a team together. Let's get a team so that we can decide or figure out what we need to do. You know, this man lost his job. This man lost his livelihood because they did not understand or did not want to see why he took a knee. You know, he took a knee, but by him taking that knee, that put a knee on his neck. You know, that put a knee on his neck. He lost everything that he had, you know. And now they're saying, oh, we wouldn't mind. You know, we didn't want him to lose his job. We would love to see him play football again. Yeah. Okay, it's a little late. It's a little late for that, you know. It's a little late for that. But that's the same thing that he was out there trying to protest for. The same thing he was trying to get his voice heard on. And I think he took some of those conversations he had with a white person and made those decisions, you know. But he took the brunt of it. He took the heat of it, you know. So it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's always going to be crazy. No matter what you do, you're always going to have a backlash about it, you know. The thing that we got to remember to do now, you know, we got November. November is coming up quickly, you know. It's about 4.5, 5 months away. We need to get registered. We need to go out and vote, you know. We need to make our vote count, okay? We just need to do it. Everybody that's out there voicing their opinion now and protesting, take it to the poll and vote. And even with that, we have no guarantee that our vote's going to be counted because they're always coming up with wicked ways and talking about machines acting up and all this kind of stuff to keep from getting our vote. But we need to at least get out there and put it in, okay? All right, thank you guys for just hanging out in the kitchen with me today. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Black Lives Matters and why we say Black Lives Matters. And we also understand that all lives matter, but we need to voice our opinion about our Black lives right now, okay? All right, you guys, y'all have a great day. Thank you for hanging out with me today. As you go by your day, make sure you're still practicing your good hygienes. Make sure you're still wearing your mask. And just be kind to everybody you come in contact with. And just continue to live the best life that you can, okay? But remember, I'm here for my opinion. I'm not here for a debate. I'm only giving my opinion, but you're more than welcome to leave me a comment, okay? All right, guys, have a good one.